Continuing Sefer Tanya, we are in what's Thursday, the 15th of Iyar, in the middle of chapter 48. And the Alter Rebbe is beginning a mashal, and where we don't know exactly where that mashal is going right now, but what he's talking about is the mashal of a man that imagines something in his mind, and he can see it, and he sees the whole thing in his mind. And his mind envelops the thing. But the thing is not actually in his mind. He's just thinking about it. The thing itself is not in his mind. Let's continue. That's regarding a man. But Hashem is different. The Alter Rebbe continues. Avo Kodesh Baruch Hu, speaking about a Kodesh Baruch Hu, Kilo, Makshavosai, Makshavosechem. My thoughts of Hashem are not your thoughts. Where are we going with this? Hare Makshavto Yevadaito Shiodeya Kol Hadibrayim. Behold, his thought and his mind that he knows all the creations. Ma Kefed Kol Nivra V'Nivra. His thought envelops every single creature, from its head to its foot, to its bottom, in the inwardness. Mamish. For Hashem, it's actually the case. So when Kodesh Baruch Hu, let's continue and get this straight. Let's get this straight. So, Lamashal, for example, Kedura Aretz Halazu. For example, let's take the case of the globe of the earth. Regarding the globe of the earth, to behold, his mind, blessed be he, surrounds the width of the globe, of this globe, and everything that is in it, with all its entirety, everything in actual fact. So it's not that Hashem imagines the world, but the world is not in his brain. No, for Hashem, he is actually encompassing the actual world, not just a thought of the world. This knowledge, beautiful. Because this knowledge is the life of the entire thickness of the earth. And it brings it into being. So by Hashem, when Hashem, so to speak, not even so to speak, thinks about the earth, that is the earth's essence and being. And it's not that he just thinks about something which is, like we do. We think about something which already is. When Hashem thinks about it, that is the life of it itself. This knowledge, it's the life of the earth, and it brings it into being from nothing into something. However, it would not have come into being as it is now, as a finite and limited thing, with an exceedingly minute degree of vitality, sufficient for the categories of inorganic matter and vegetation, were it not for the world being created through many contractions, which have condensed the light and vitality that is clothed in the orb of the earth. Let's say that and we're going to look at this, for example. Rak Shalo would not have come about like it is now, in a limited way, and its life force being very limited, to the degree of the levels of silent and vegetative, except were not for very massive contractions, and enormous contractions, or that the light becomes contracted, in the vitality, which is dressed up in the globe of the earth. Now, let's take a pause. Again, the Alter Rebbe in Hasidus, it's just so incredible how everything is turned upside down and on its head, meaning what? Normally a person walks around and think, is there a God? Is there not a God? They're so persuaded by their being and by their own existence, and they wonder, is there a God? Is that philosophy? Is there a God? Not a God? And what is the Alter Rebbe doing here? He's telling you that God, for sure, and God is unlimited, and God's vitality and power and being and light have no limit. So the question then becomes, how is it possible for this world to even be here? And the answer, the Alter Rebbe is saying, is he has to contract himself and limit himself and make his presence not felt, so you can think that you are here without him being here. When it's punkt verkehrt, he is definitely here, and he has to hide in order to let you and me be here also. So let's continue. If it not for these massive contractions, if it not for the many powerful contractions, which contract the light of vitality, that is dressed up in the globe of the earth, to animate it, or and to continue it, in a way of limitedness, limit and limit, so as to animate it in a limited way in the categories of inorganic and vegetative matter alone. Let me say that again. Okay, so right, so were Hashem not to have contracted his light, then you were not going to get the worlds of the inanimate and the worlds of the vegetative. It just wouldn't be able to come about. Now let's continue. That was Thursday. We're going to continue into Friday right now. See you in the next one.